I think it's 575. If it's wrong, then
I don't, girl. Yeah, y'all Google it. Let me know.
the drought is so bad.
This drought is.
That's 5. 7 would be like manifest some dick very fast. Very pro. Manifest some dick too sweet.
Oh. Then they always disappoint.
Actually, that deserves a Pulitzer Prize. The amount accuracy to that statement. Oh my God.
We're gonna win.
We are.
Submissions? When do they open? Hey, girly pops. Welcome back to another episode of Definitely Delusional. My name is Dean.
And I'm Emily.
Oh, girl. I don't know if y'all watching. Tune into the actual live feed, but Emily is dressed as, what would you say, funeral chic?
It's giving grieving, side piece, first wife, and or interchangeable. What am I wearing?
What are you wearing?
I am wearing...
On the carpet.
What are you wearing to the cemetery? I am wearing my finest black attire with this babushka life headscarf and oversized glasses.
And here I am wearing a fucking sweater.
It's okay. It's cold outside. You're allowed.
But listen, you know who I want to dig my cemetery? Not cemetery, I guess my coffin. A farmer. A farmer. Because, okay, I recently saw this, news. I don't know if y'all have seen, but, Farmer, wants a wife. Season 3 is coming out, and they're, casting or whatever. And I'm like, girl, when is a farmer going to want a husband?
They probably secretly do want a husband. They're just not allowed to say that they want a husband. Because if they can milk a cow, they can milk something else. Oh! Milk a cow, milk a prostate.
Okay, but listen, I need them to come out with a farmer has a husband, but honestly, with the double D's of this week, death of democracy, maybe.
Oh my God, double D, death of democracy. Oh my.
I know if a farmer would want a husband publicly.
Well, privately. The sneaky link of Dean. First of all, I couldn't imagine you on a farm. It'd be like the simple life. If you and I had to go on a farm, oh my God, I don't know what I would do.
See, this is the perks of being a Sagittarius. I have both sides of me, 2 sides of me, 5 sides of me, 20 sides of me. The delusion. Okay, anyway. The 500 sides of Dean, the 500 faces of Evelyn, or what was that book?
What?
There was this book called so many sides of this one person. I don't know. I'll figure it out the book later. But honestly, I have some nights where I'm so antisocial, and then I get in the mood where I'm I really want to be, white picket fence. I want to live on a farm. I want to grow some cattle, water some grass. I don't know, learn how to horse ride, be in land out in the wild and free. And then I'm wait, but what if I want to twerk and bust my ass in a club?
If you want to live in LA, one of the most congested cities. I feel like since you said this out loud, I guarantee your For You page is going to be homesteading and trad wifing. You're just going to open up your phone. It's going to be endless streams.
Raptors.
People.
Raptors, freaking commercial. It's you can get this truck. You can get this farm equipment. But it's okay, I don't need the farm equipment. I want the man. I want the husband. I want the person that comes with it. Does it come with it?
Dean wants a plow, but he didn't specify which one.
I'm going to manifest.
Plow or be plowed.
Yeah, I was I'm going to manifest. I want to be plowed. The last episode I said, I'm going to be I want to be plowed. And then I'm going to freaking get coffinated, unalived.
John Deere sponsors the episode. This episode is sponsored by John Deere.
No, this...
Just kidding. It's not. It's really not. They're still out here unsponsored and unmedicated.
No, yeah. Unmedicated. Well, actually, yeah, kind of. I don't know. In this economy, I don't know if we could really afford, but, yes, I concur. This episode is sponsored by Funeral Chic.
By Funeral Chic.
Verified.
Trademark. If I really wanted to be super, super bitchy today, I'd say this episode is sponsored by McDonald's because Melania looked like the Hamburglar.
Stop. They're going to come after us. I'm going to bleep that shit. Just kidding.
Wait, no, we did restore free speech. That was an executive order that was just signed on it's pretty much saying quote unquote free speech. So now you have carte blanche to say almost anything you want. And all the people that were banned on social media prior, like certain men that were extremely misogynist, they now have all their platforms back. And I'm seeing lots of receding hairlines and a lot of anger.
Like, what are y'all doing in the U.S.? Like, go to Turkey. Like, what are y'all doing? Literally, what are y'all doing? Go to Turkey, get your hairline fixed, and then come back. Then we can have a conversation because that's the only thing I see up.
Honestly, they should do a 2-for-1 special for like angry men that are balding. It should be a Turkish hair transplant, also a lobotomy. And it's like you get the two. And hopefully you come back with your attitude change and you have a nice hairline and maybe we can like hit the factory reset button.
Actually, that's doing too much, bitch. I would just put them into comatose.
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact if this was, the 1960s, they would have completely lobotomized me. Like, absolutely. I'm so quote unquote difficult.
So we would have started the witch Salem trials.
Oh, I already know I was burned in a past life. I mean, that's irrefutable. Yeah. Imagine, like, remember that the Crucible, like Goody Proctor? I would have been like, he did it. He's the one. He's the one that's a witch. I would have had all of my girly pop stamp and be like, yep, no, it was actually him. It was this motherfucker. It was whatever, John, whatever. They're always named John back then, biblical names only. He was the one who did this. And you bet, like, this is why men don't want women to gossip. Because we're gonna start to uncovering the truth, and that's why they have to suppress us. Because
it's not gossiping if it's the truth.
It's the truth. You're saving lives. You're saving each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no.
Good gossip saves lives.
Gaggling, gossiping. Sign me up. I want to know, like, let me know the skeletons in the closet of this man. Let me know his social security number. Let me know if he's committed any crimes. Like,
you can find that all online, though.
Exactly. I'm going to find, I don't want your social security because I want to see your identity. I want to know what crimes you've committed, and I want to know.
Reverse image that shit, girl. You can't trust.
Have you ever had to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I do it all the time.
What
do you mean you don't? I feel like being gay, you have to.
Well, I mean, being straight, you have to as well. But I maybe... Okay, Street Smarts, not sponsoring this episode. I need to start to...
Right, wait, actually...
Well, sometimes... Actually, no. Okay, I lied. Okay, let me start being honest. I have really started to get smart in figuring out, if I can't find somebody on social media and I can't sniff around a little bit, like, based on, like, where their job is, if it's, like, a public place, depending what your career is, I will look, I will see, and if you give me any information, like you speak multiple languages, I'm going to figure out, like, what in this area you specialize in, whatever,
Let's see on Grindr and some of the gay dating apps, like people don't even put their names; they just put DL married, and it's like, okay, well, I need more.
So, like, obviously, I'm not on Grindr. I'm just looking for friends. If you want to give me a profile, just to like chit chat. So, what would happen hypothetically if you're on Grindr and no one has a picture of their face and it's just maybe like a picture of like a body part or like someone's washboard abs or it looks like an Abercrombie and Fitch ad going in there when it's just bodies. How would you know that that's a person? Like, do you ever do it when you're at the club or you're like, okay, I'm in like bathroom stall 4 or you're like going to someone's house?
No, I always get a face picture.
Okay, well, you have to identify them.
Yeah, and even if they like, like when they're like, oh, like they send like, now there's like a feature where you can send expiring photos, so it encourages like that even more. Where it's like, but then I just take another phone that I have because I have 2 phones, and then I take a picture of that and then I reverse image that.
Okay, wow, oh my god, well, Dean is the CIA now, like.
Well, now no one's gonna hit me up. Okay. I'm like, if you're not problematic, then,
Reverse Uno and just put your body.
No, I have a story for you, girl.
So?
It'll restore love for you.
Okay.
Maybe after we get into, like, all these fucking rules that we would make in our own society. Because honestly, girl.
Barbie Land? Oh, I live in Barbie Land every day. Like, my apartment's pink. My whole life is pink. I choose to, like, that movie Barbie was everything to me. And, like, the way they, constructed everything.
They had Asians there. I was shook.
And they did.
I know, I was
Yeah, as they should. I mean, there's, people forget, Asians make up a large percentage of the population, contrary to popular belief,
I mean, honestly, when TikTok was getting banned, everyone went to the Asian app, Xiaohongshu. Yeah.
So what's it called? Red Now?
It's Red Now in English, but in Chinese, it's called Xiaohongshu.
Xiaohongshu?
Yeah. Wow, you said it good. Maybe you're good at Mandarin. But then, like, literally the ban was, like, 14 hours. And I was like, ugh, it was a ploy.
Don't even get me started on that. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah. Like, it's going to be back in the morning. Don't worry. Like,
not even one sleep. Like, your exes came back faster.
Well, yeah. I have lots of concerns with this. I've already expressed my concerns publicly. with censorship. And, you've experienced actually some of this as...
Literally today,
Yeah.
I posted the same video I usually do, and then literally 5 views. It said I was...
What was it about? Like the content of this video, which in fact is very funny. It's funny about like, was it like this like administration was like a situationship?
No, I didn't even talk about anything like that.
Oh.
All I spoke about in this new, because that was yesterday's video that I posted, but the video that I did post, to give context in case we're like talking about this later and like you guys don't know which like video I was posting, it was the one.
So many.
Oh girl, I know. But it's the one where I kind of was like, oh, like, here are some dating, because the apps are insane. And here are some like quick dating advice tips to save you some time. And they were like, that's dangerous activity.
What?
Because I literally, you know what I said?
What?
The first thing I was like, oh, if he doesn't want to meet up in person, like, and he's constantly keeping it on the app, he's ugly. That's true.
Yeah, or it's a catfish, or it's someone who's not their identity.
Yeah, and I was like, his ugliest picture is how he's going to look in person.
Yeah. So what I say to that, and as a woman, like I've operated, my existence as a cis, white woman. Anytime a man's like, "Do you want to come over to my house?" I'm like, "And what? End up in a suitcase?" Like, no. And also, you're going to be seen with me in public. I'm not your little, rat hole that you want to put on the side. No, like I'm meant to be seen in public. You're taking me out. You're taking me to dinner. If if this gets weird, we can both leave respectively. I don't make house calls. This isn't the 1950s.
Girl, this isn't a private practice.
No, I'm not a doctor on any house calls. Like, well, first of all, yeah, knowing me, I'd walk into the wrong apartment and be breaking and entering charge.
Yeah, like
I don't for a certain hour. Like, don't call me that. We're going out. I'm, either you're getting an Uber Black or I'm getting an Uber Black, and I'm going to see you in public. And my girlfriends, they have my location at all times, because I tell people, I'm like, hey, I'm going out with a man. I don't know, I might have to choose the bear later. Who knows? Like, they will know where I am at all times. And if I ever just made a house call, like, please, that's not me.
I know. I was like, that's not Emily. That is not Emily.
No, we gotta have some.
That's some AI shit. That's some AI speaking, because girl, no.
Like, no, she's been abducted. Like, she's not her in the text message. Like, I am Safety Sally. I will drop a pin. My last date I went on, my dad was like, let me know where you are. Like, my dad was monitoring me like 4 or 5 states away.
The last time you went on a date, I was like, FaceTime me if you need to get out of there, like right away. I'll literally pretend like I'm unalive myself.
Yeah.
And you have to go.
Yeah, like my friend I need a 5150, my friend, right now. He has a plan and he has a promise, and I'm going to get him.
And he always delivers.
Oh, no. This got morbid so quick.
I know. I mean, you are in funeral chic, so we have to kind of talk about it.
I'm into it. I'm into the all black, like vintage aesthetic look of, headscarves and high fashion. Like someone made a joke that I saw earlier, because social media is just, it's, I love it and I hate it at the same time. Someone was like, God, if we were going into like totalitarianism and back in like a dictatorship regime, I really thought we'd have like more chic attire. It is almost like they had Coco Chanel back then. Now we're just being tariffs on Shein. The way I screech, I was like, they did, like Coco Chanel was designing back during World War II, and she did some work behind the scenes to make sure when Paris was burning, like her business wasn't burning down. I mean, Coco Chanel, there's a history with that. So
listen,
whatever Jeff's book, I actually have like a Chanel, the history of Chanel on my floor right now.
Girl, all these terrorists, I bought my washer like last year. That's why.
Thank God.
But it's not even shipped yet.
See, I'm going to be pissed off if these tariffs come to fruition, because I like everything that's imported. I like wine that's from France and Italy. I like designer goods. I like important foreign men. So, like, please, if it's from another country, I'm like, ooh, exotic. I want it. Like, that's not fair.
No, I want to live in Europe one day. Maybe we should move. Should we move? As that sounds.
I think that would be wonderful for me.
I'm such a Sagittarius.
I know. Well, see, I love, going abroad and, eating their food. And when I was in Europe, especially like Italy, I was eating pasta for every meal, walking a shit ton, drinking wine that gave me no hangover. Shout out.
And the cheese.
The cheese. I mean, I was eating and drinking like a queen, and I came home skinnier. And I was like, first of all, I don't know. And then I came home and I made the fatal error of having like pizza or something that is in the normal American standard diet, and I was so ill. And I'm like, it's the food. It's the food.
It's the food because I'm like,
Food.
I'm lactose intolerant in the States, but not in Europe. It's crazy. And it's like, here's the thing about like Europe. I feel like, a little scarf moment.
It did. It came off.
She said no more funeral. She's alive.
Yeah. The sun is going down, and let's.
But you shine. You're the sun.
Oh my God.
What are they saying, Grey's Anatomy? You the sun.
Who's it?
You the sun. You the sun. But no, the thing about Europe, you know what it is? It's like you eat good and the men eat you good. Like, that should be a rule.
I don't kiss and tell, but I can contest it.
You don't kiss and tell,
I
but
don't kiss and tell. I don't give names, but European men. I don't know. And who?
Little Kirby.
No.
A little eating it all up.
Said I am the United Nations.
Well,
Don't discriminate. That was probably the best part about leaving the Midwest and being in an area of diversity. It's because, I didn't really have any diversity growing up. What was like, it was either white people or, the African American community. And it was like, that was it, black or white, literally black or white. And then I come out, I lived in Chicago for a little bit, and that was still like primarily where I was like a lot of white. And then I come to LA and I was like, oh my gosh. Oh,
crazy.
it's like
crazy.
Your whole life you go having like vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream, like strawberry, and then like, bitch, there are 31 flavors in this, bar of ice cream. Like you could pick so many different cultures, and it's so fun to be like, I didn't really know. I was never exposed to this. I know, Baskin Robbins.
Oh my God, wait. Okay, no, y'all, it makes so much more sense now because, okay, now I understand why my school and a lot of colleges say that like they're diverse and stuff. But like me being from like New York City, right, already diverse, I moved here and like college, it was still like a PWI. And people were like, oh, it's like one of the most diverse like private universities. And I was like, where? But now I get it. I get it now though. And I got, wow.
Honey, we have a little Jamaica. Like, what are you talking about? A little diverse. I went to school down towards the South, very close to it. Like, if you ever watch Righteous Gemstones, they talk about Branson, Missouri. Like, my college was very close. Okay, yeah. It's one of the best shows. Righteous Gemstones. I'm going to plug that on HBO. It is amazing, amazing writing. I cry laughing from it. And, I didn't have really any diversity. And the concept of, dating someone of multiple cultures, or it was something that I never had exposure to really. And then now I'm out here and I'm just like, oh my God. Like I think fun part about, being on the swipe apps is also seeing what men of other cultures like you. And I'm like, okay, I did not realize I pull very well in the Middle Eastern community.
You pull well everywhere.
Thank you, honey.
You pull.
This is Emily 2.0. Like she's gonna
if I was a straight man, you would have been my girlfriend. Girl, my mom would have been proud.
Oh, you could take me on a nice date in public. You wouldn't make me do a house call.
Girl, you would be. The Asians would be so fucking. Ooh, they'd be mad at me for a hot because they're like, you didn't bring home an Asian girl.
Yeah.
But then they would shower you with love, shower you with money, because that's when all the money comes in the Asians. It's like when you get married, like that's when all the money comes.
Okay, so fun fact. I did go on a date with an Asian guy recently, and we were just talking about our types, and I found out like his type is white women. I'm like, white Becky's are your type? Oh,
well, listen, no, but here, listen.
Shocking.
It's problematic a little bit.
Oh,
let me skim some tea. I'm not scared to like talk about this because like I'm a very outspoken, as you can tell, person, and I don't really give a fuck. But because it's like I think a lot of like the whole like. I guess it's not really colonization. Well, yeah, it is.
It is.
But I feel like the whole like
it is.
Asian and like the white minority, like not white minority, but like the whole like minority myth, like model minority of like the Asians being like, the top minority, which is like pitting us against each other. That's number one. But also number two, it's like there's a lot of like Asian traditions that are like anti-Black and like very homophobic and very like in Korea, they like dye their skin white or like they bleach their skin. And a lot of that like shit comes from that, like the wanting to be fair skinned in order to appease this like white gaze.
I think that's definitely accurate too. I think so. I think that, this Western influence of beauty standards is absolutely crazy. I think it's absolutely insane, and it gets in the way of us realizing what makes other people beautiful.
But that's why it didn't really surprise me.
Yeah. But I mean, like with boy, girl. Like, people are always like, oh, like, what are you nationality-wise? I'm like, first of all, I'm American. I'm not going to sit there and be like, I'm Italian. You're like, girl, like, some of my culture stuff, maybe.
Did you do a 23andMe?
I will not do 23andMe. I have lots of thoughts about, like, I don't want the government knowing my data like that. They don't use.
Here's my thing.
You know, you hear these horror stories of, like, you know, you do 23andMe and you find out your dad's not really your dad or something fucking crazy like that, which I know it's my parents. They were my parents. Like, literally, my parents couldn't deny me. Like, I look like a mom. I act like my dad. You know, my parents will probably tell you, like, where I was conceived. Like, that diabolical. Like, I know we know where I was conceived. It was Las Vegas, for the record, which is not surprising.
I was probably conceived by accident on Valentine's Day because my birthday is like 9 months after. Like 9 months is like a baby, right?
9 months is baby, but actually, are you a Scorpio?
I'm a Sag.
Are you a cusp? Because a lot of Valentine's Day babies are Scorpios. Which, shout out to Scorpios, because I have Scorpio rising, and I think they're very misunderstood.
I actually don't know.
Well, black. I'm in like a Scorpio.
November 30th is Sagittarius, but I think it's like it kind of maybe it's on the cusp.
I think it might be a cusp. No. November? Oh no, it is a cusp because it's end of October into November. Like, I think you're a Sag. You're definitely a Sag.
Well, I'm November 30th. No, I know I'm a Sag, but I'm saying like the 9 month mark. Like,
honestly,
how?
She might be a St. Patrick's Day baby.
Okay, yeah. Fucking Irish.
Well, first of all, okay, for the record, let's just say this right now. The Notre Dame Ohio State football game is on right now, and I am a Fighting Irish fan, so go Notre Dame. I'm trying not to look at the game, but, you know, I am a little engaged with that. No, that was the best where I live in Chicago, is they had the most amazing St. Patrick's Day and a Boston Day. It was like 2 big ones. And then you got to go to Ireland, and they're like, what? So you go to Mayo from Mexico. Like,
I don't think my parents celebrated St. Patrick's Day, but
you never know. I mean, they might have been in Boston at the time.
Girl, they didn't even celebrate my birthday. Let's be real. They're not gonna celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Like,
well, St. Patrick's Day is one of my favorite holidays. Like that, Mardi Gras, and all of the other holidays that like aren't really real. Like, what's your favorite holiday? I'm like, Mardi Gras, St. Patrick's Day, Halloween.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I feel like, yeah, nowadays, like, finding more people, like, to celebrate things with is so fun because I get to, like, kind of explore. Because it's, like, seeing how other people, like, high school was or, like, childhood was, I was like, this is so different than, like, mine.
Well, it was really cool when you're like, oh, yeah, I'll be in New York in the future. I'm going to go celebrate Chinese New Year. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, you're celebrating Chinese New Year. Duh. Like,
sometimes, honestly,
of course.
It's kind of, like, out of my free will. I'm just kidding. No, because, like, I honestly can't endure the winter. It's, like, so cold.
Well, but it's so cool that, like, you get to wear your cool, like, you know, before I moved here and I, you know, surrendered my really nice Canada Goose coat, because Chicago gets really, really, really cold, and the wind chill is what will get you. It's like right by the lake. It's like daggers on your skin. But do you get like your cool chic winter coat out, or are you just like...
I still wear my cute like outfit with like my coat that's like barely a North Face, and my mom's like, you're freezing. And I'm like, I know, but I don't want to look ugly.
Okay, that gives me flashbacks to college whenever it would be cold out. And first of all, for anybody who was in college when around the time I was, this really weird trend. It was like...
How's them get cold?
Literally that, but it was like slutty business-like attire. So like you were dressed like you were going to go to happy hour, but also that you were going to go to the club afterwards. Like we wore stilettos, we wore blazers, we wore all this stuff, and we never wore coats.
It was giving risky business.
It was totally risky business. Also, speaking of risky business, funny that you mentioned that. I looked at what I would wear in college around campus. I'm not kidding you. I would wear a t-shirt, like 3 sizes too big, in bonus points if you stole it from a guy in their fraternity. You would wear this like really long baggy t-shirt with Nike shorts, and then it would look like you weren't wearing pants. And then I love it. There were tennis shoes with like, not quite crew socks because those are back in now, but like tennis shoes with like little ankle socks, or you would wear chacos, which if you don't know what those are, they're creaking shoes you can wear in water. Yeah, and they had like crisscrosses, and people would get like suntans, like really weird crisscross suntans from being out in the sun, and you can wear them when you go camping, and you can.
Oh man, I would never wear that.
They were heavy. I mean, these things, I've flown with them on a plane. I've worn them recently when I went to Thailand because there's a lot of like water. And
I just have flat feet. That's why.
Do not wear them on an airplane. this pro tip, if you wear them on an airplane and your feet start to swell, they're going to look like sausage casing.
No, because
when they swell around the shoe.
no, because
I took them off.
I have a flat feet, so I can't wear any like really flip flop things unless it's like they're flatbed, like Birkenstocks, or like it's like if it's like too hard, doesn't conform, it hurts a lot, and that's why I'm like I can't really wear like a lot of flops.
Ooh, I tell you what, Birkenstock really did a 180, because I remember, God, I used to make fun of people that wore the Birkenstocks, the closed-toe Birkenstocks. I was like, my God, this company, whatever. And as I get older, it's like, I really do need like, I need support.
I know.
I need ortho support on my feet.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You're not gonna listen to Cardi B and be like, because what did she say? She was like, I don't need y'all to support me. I got my bras. Yeah. Or like, she's like, I don't remember those lyrics like specifically, but she said something about bras and was like, I don't need your support. I got them.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I have Birkenstocks that I do like the open toe one. So very similar to the Chacos in that sense, but I feel a little bit better wearing them in public. Yeah. I just think they are a regional thing too. Like definitely in the South, like people who are millennials listening to this, who were in college from the years of like 2010 to like 2015, 2016, maybe even 2017. Will absolutely understand what I'm talking about.
But in New York, girl, you can't be wearing flip flops around the city. You'll get stepped on.
Okay, first of all, can you imagine like the rats running across your?
I mean, girl, listen. I was besties with those rats. Like people were like, "Who are your friends in high school?" I was bullied in high school, and it'd be like, "Who are your friends?" I'm like, "Yeah, the rats in the subway." I used to be like, "Hey, girl," with my Subway sandwich. Like, you want a little bite? You want a little bite here?
You're like Cinderella in the sewer. Sewer Cinderella.
Jail immediately. Immediately.
Okay, so speaking of jail immediately, if we were to run this country, like you and I would be the best.
We have ADHD because we really we said that in the beginning. We were like,
well, this is a segue. This is a loop. That's what we talk about. What would be things that you would like sign into executive order to like straight to jail? Like things that you're like, this is like punishable by jail time. I'll start. Okay. Things, and also speaking of flip-flops, see, this is perfect, guys. The way our brains work, it's chaotic, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it made fun.
Men who choose to wear flip-flops, because we do live by the beach, and I get surfers. Surfers are hot, Hollister had a chokehold on me growing up. But men who wear flip-flops on purpose, and they have funky-ass feet, like, I need you to get a pedicure. Straight to jail, please. Not even jail. Let's get you on parole to the manicurist, because those feet, we gotta buff them up. You have to.
Okay, cuff me up, girl. I think I need to go to jail.
Oh my God, am I sending you to jail?
You're sending me to jail, girl.
No, I'm sending you
to jail. I'm a runner. I have runner's feet, girl.
Okay, well, I do too. So I ran 10 marathons, and I know I did 10 before I turned 30. That was my life goal to do, and I did it. I completed them all, and I ran New York twice, which was my favorite. It was life-changing. Plug for the New York Marathon. It was the best one I did.
But I can't afford these callus removals.
It's painful.
They be charging $40 extra. I'm like, girl.
$40? Where are you going? In the valley?
Well, sometimes they add like the extra shit on, and it's like,
yeah,
because like they don't have the callus removal unless you get like the premium like select one, and I'm like, it's okay, I'm gonna keep them. But then now I'm like,
you need it.
Ugh, I can't like.
You do. The chunk is better than the last episode. Yeah, they're absolutely vital for running. Like, sorry, but like people that I know aren't running. Like people that if you're gonna be wearing flip flops with funky feet or toenails that are overgrown or just like nasty stuff, like just take care of yourself. I like a little bit of metrosexuality in my life. And that is something that's a hill I will die on.
Yeah.
If you're going to have the dogs out, think like you're taking pictures for money. Like, This is a hustle, sweetie.
Yeah. Like, listen, everything's a hustle, first of all.
Yeah, you're from New York, you know that.
Well, that's where I get my anxiety from, I feel like.
Yeah.
What's the out for me? What's the out for me? I'm trying to think.
Things that ick you or things.
Oh, well, you say ick and it made me think of stick. Girl, you know what? Oh, deserved chill. Fucking clean your fucking hands before you hook up with someone.
Oh, this is a thing.
No, I hate it when okay, so not recently, but a couple weeks ago, this guy was trying to make out with me, and his hands were just you could feel the nastiness in it when he touched my hand. It was kind of it wasn't sweat nasty. It was
grimy.
It was sticky.
What the hell? Well, where were you at? Can you give me
This is a hookup thing.
Okay, well, you were at this man's apartment?
No, he was in my mind. He came over.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of what I don't want to know. It could be secure in his hands, but I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. You're at a bar, and maybe he put his hand on the bar, and someone spilled their drink.
Yeah. Maybe he was drinking. That's why.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm
he just.
But I was just no, clean your shit. General hygiene is
huge. You know what? Yes, washing your hands is important. Also, brush your teeth. If you're going to be doing mouth stuff with people, brush your damn teeth.
Brushing teeth. Teeth is a very big thing for me. I don't know why. I'm like, you have to have nice teeth or else I can't. Maybe some people are into the kink of like not having, but like
Kate Moss was gorgeous. She had,
don't.
she had a gap between her teeth.
But it's not even a gap.
Quarter between.
It's like, but it's like sometimes when like just the teeth just look kind of wonky.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what braces are for.
Yeah, braces are expensive. I remember for them.
Yeah, that's true. But that like, I don't blame them. I blame like the healthcare system.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. I could literally do an hour-long bit on Luigi Mangione and like.
Listen, same.
I could do an hour-long bit. I could do 2-hour-long bit.
Like, listen, okay, honestly, the people were like, oh my God, how could you fun and think a felon is hot, babe? You elected one. So don't even get me started. Like, I can't.
No, but some of these women that go to these rallies, like, they are like, you know, they're doing the YMCA and they wish it was Donald Trump, but they were doing the YMCA too. Like, so when he dances, they were like, you know, some of these MAGA women. Absolutely. No, they would. And, you know, Luigi Mangione, I'm just going to say this right now. Objectively, like, if this man were at the bar and I didn't know who he was, I would be like, I want that man to buy me a drink and I want that man to potentially take me home. I want to meet his mother. I want to go to Sunday dinner. Like, I would be envisioning a future with that man, especially with his eyebrows cleaned up. You cannot, that he is not objectively a handsome person.
No, he is. But also it's like, I don't know. It could be that he's Italian or it could just be that he's a man and I'm crazy. But he has one in his last name, so he is the one.
Oh, absolutely, Mangione. He is. I'm Mrs. Mangione. Like, I would constantly go visit him. Okay, so it's really funny. Going back to college, because this is also kind of like looping my brain. I remember back when you get your fake IDs made with different states.
Well, I got mine at Roll Died.
Get mine in your shirts. I want it. We'll do an easier. It was so bad. I did. I was like, you know, I don't know why I thought I was going to find an Italian stallion down in Springfield, Missouri. Shout out to Springfield, Missouri. Chapel Roan and I were the two women that made it out.
Y'all made it out alive. What is that Gracie Abrams song? Or is her name Gracie or Grace?
I think it's Gracie.
Made it out alive.
It ain't take us down.
Right, literally.
Yeah, one piece. Well, barely one piece for me. But
anyway.
No, like I thought, you know, I'm going to find like a really great Italian stallion somehow in Springfield, Missouri. I didn't even find one in Chicago when I lived there. And certainly I'm not finding one currently right now.
Well, you can find one from Temu. Like you can find a Luigi from Temu, it's like you in New York, kind of. Like, you know, the ones like
I need to put money on his JPay. I need to write him a handwritten letter and like spray my perfume. Like I've become that woman where they're like, I just don't understand why, you know, women would write prisoners. And I was like, I used to subscribe to that theory of like, I just don't get why women are in love with like people who commit crimes. And I'm like, I want to marry Luigi Mangione right now.
But here, listen, no. But people who want to judge you, like, let me ask you this. If you want to judge Miss Mangione right here, if you want to judge her, listen, what's different of y'all like writing to pen pals on Hinge and stuff? They don't ever want to meet up. Y'all are just like messaging back and forth. That's the same thing as having a prison pen pal. It's the same thing. It's really the same thing. Isn't it?
It is the same thing. Thank you. Thank you for defending me. Defending my honor. Thank you, Dean.
It's true. Because I'm like, all y'all like are collecting pen pals. And it's like, what's the difference?
Yeah, well, my hands aren't very clean in that either. I feel like sometimes guys are very hesitant to want to take it off the app. And then I'm like, okay, am I leading the charge on this?
Oh, they're just ugly. I'm being so for real. I have a 4.
Pen pals.
No, I learned this from Tinks. It's like a 3 to 4 message rule.
Tinks is great.
I love her.
Yeah, she's great.
But like the thing is like 3 to 4 message rule, because it's like if you like spill everything on like messages, whatever, it gives them less incentive to want to go on the date. But also it's like you don't really know their intention. You might just be wasting your time. It's like either set a date, and if they don't set a time, that means they're non-committal, or like they just suck at planning stuff. And it's like you don't want to entertain that.
And I think it's nothing is least attractive to me than, I don't know, what do you want to do? Or like, make a fucking reservation. It's not hard. We are in this massive city. Make a reservation. And I know my schedule, like I'm very booked and very busy with like everything going on in my life. But like, let's try to make a plan that works for both of us. Maybe find a place in the middle. Book a goddamn reservation. Because if you can't book a goddamn reservation, how am I going to trust that you're able to do anything?
Literally.
No, like this is like bare minimum. show interest. You swiped on the profile for a reason.
Literally open table.
Yeah, open table. Look up places near me. Like, and it's not that I have a food restriction. It would be a little bit harder if I had like food allergies and I'm like, I can only eat certain diets. And, that maybe I would have to lead the charge on knowing that going in. But it's just like, why did you swipe? Like,
exactly. If you can't do an open table, you're not going to open to this kitty.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's like if I wanted a hookup app, like I would be on one of these explicitly ones, but I'm not. So, and I don't even know why I'm on the apps in the first place. It's mainly for my entertainment.
I mean, honestly, yeah, sometimes it's like just for fun, but like honestly, if people like really looked into dating, like I heard this from somewhere, but they were like, oh, like dating apps are not the problem. It's the issues in dating have always been there. The dating apps have just like increased and amplified it, like the issues in it. But like,
Well, because your exposure, if you think about it prior to, dating apps, you probably were dating once again in your hometown, or maybe you found someone at your job, or maybe when you were traveling, you didn't have access to all these people. So your net is essentially so wide. You can change your location anywhere, in the world, and then you're kind of seeing what's going on. So your exposure to people is just broad.
That's my pet peeve.
What?
That's my biggest pet peeve. I'm like,
okay, so jail time. Back to jail time.
Jail time, and we haven't even set any ins yet. Oh my god, are we even good people?
Yeah.
But I think the part where you said like people have like different locations, it's like one of my biggest. You need to go to jail. Is like, why would you put yourself as a passport to another location that you never intend on either visiting or living in? It's like, and why would you match with me?
Yeah. Yeah. I am looking really hopeful for the 2028 Olympics because I cannot wait to see what watches up on Arch 2028, LA 2028, assuming that we still have it here. I heard Olympic Village. I mean, I cannot wait. I'm a talent scout for that.
Me too, but girly pop, we can barely survive the people in LA already here traffic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be lost in the valley.
You are.
I want to be lost there.
That's going to be a little crazy trying to shuffle all these people. Well, also, I think what people don't understand is Olympics is going to be spread out. I mean, I love that they're pushing towards finding cities that already have infrastructure, because I guess a big problem with the Olympics was they would, choose these places and they build all of this, all these stadiums. And then what happens when you leave? Luckily, LA is super spread out. We have places to surf. We have places to we already have pre-made stadiums. We have most of them. I'm a little disappointed that all the kayaking will be in Oklahoma, because I thought for sure they were going to fill up the LA River and put hydraulics and have people shalom.
Girl, the LA River is dry. Let me tell you, I live near the LA River, right? Girl, that shit is drier than this pussy.
Ooh, hello?
Because I'd be swimming in.
We're in a drought, honey.
Girl, I would have swallowed all that water and spit it onto the fires. Like if LA River was any drop there, but unfortunately.
LA has not seen 8 months of rain, and neither have I.
What's that Selena Gomez song? A Year Without Rain. No, literally.
A Year Without Rain, Emily's sex life.
Memoir. Memoir. She is writing her next memoir. A Year Without Rain. And the rain.
Be like poems.
Poems. You don't even have that amount of energy. Haikus.
What is this? 575?
Or is it? I don't even know, girl.
This drought is so bad.
I can't.
I think it's 575. If it's wrong, then
I don't. Girl, yeah, y'all Google it. Let me know.
This drought is so bad.
This drought is.
That's 5. 7 would be manifest some dick. Very fast. Very pro. Manifest some dick toot sweet.
Then they always disappoint.
Actually, that deserves a Pulitzer Prize. the amount accuracy to that statement. Oh my god.
We're gonna win.
We are.
Submissions? When do they open? I mean, honestly, not with these book bans. I don't know.
Oh my god. Okay. That would probably be an end for me. How about all of these states that are banning books? Send them to California so we can rebuild libraries. You want to ban a book? You know what? We should have, if you're going to ban it, you're going to send it somewhere else. You're not going to set it on fire. You're not going to be stupid about it. If you are so opposed to people reading material, if you don't agree with it, there's a lot of things, that I don't agree with that people write. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say, you can't read that. You can't read, just whatever. I'm not the freaking book police, but send that somewhere else because someone at least thought of that. And that's an author and that's somebody's livelihood. If you don't support it, find somebody else who supports it. I don't care enough about that. And also I'm not into censorship. I don't care.
Exactly.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer. Books are not what is radicalizing your children. Drag queens are not radicalizing your children. What's radicalizing your children is some of this, red pill content. That's crazy. That shit. And
those inward first, girl. Like, look inward first. A lot of the fucking... Girl, worry about the ancestral shit in your family.
Oh, don't even get me started. I've actually seen that my career, and it is gnarly, and it exists. And people that say
that's gonna be a whole other episode.
That's a whole other episode. I mean, like this,
like a 2-hour deep dive.
That's real, and it's heartbreaking. And also another thing to worry about: stop marrying off children. Like all these consent laws being lowered to like 14, or like, if you get a 14-year-old pregnant and you marry her, like she becomes you become her guardian. And also the messed up statistic is that most, women who get pregnant as a teenager are impregnated by men who are not teenagers. They're mid their 20s. Like, we all know how...
Get a fucking grip.
Yeah, also we all know how babies are made. Babies should stop, trying to have sex with minors. First of all, it's illegal. And second of all, it's disgusting.
It's like you need to be sent to a mental hospital first. Like, girl, like...
Exactly. Lobotomy for that one. Lobotomy.
I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Their reason would be like natural selection. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, literally. Ugh. But you know what? Back to more positive things. But you know what's in?
What's it?
If a man has books and he reads. Like
oh my God, that's great hype. Okay. So when we think about like Build-A-Bear, Build-A-Man,
Oh my God.
Like when I think about like things, intelligence is so sexy on a man, but also a man, he's literate. Like...
He just looks literate.
He looks literate. Maybe he wears glasses.
Or they open their mouth.
And yeah. Like, I want, like, a really hot guy. He probably went to Berkeley, so he's a little on the progressive side. Reads books. He's smart. He knows history. Oh, my God. Actually, I actually know somebody who's like this. I think I know somebody who's like this. Unfortunately, he has a wife, so I would never, ever, 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 ever in a million years do that to another girly pop. But I was like,
Because the only home we're wrecking is our own.
Really good job that.
My own. I'm like, I only wreck my own life. I will never wreck anyone else's life. Ever.
Not once have I ever wrecked anyone else's life. Not once.
That's why I can't. I'm like, that's why I can't hook up with anyone in open relationships. I told you this.
Yeah.
Because they end up falling in love, and I'm like, ooh.
Oh, they fall in love with you. Bad news.
Bad news.
So I have a lot of people that are able to be polyamorous, or, they have some kind of deal with their significant other as to what their sexual life looks like. I applaud that openness. I don't know if I could ever personally do it. I don't, at this moment in time, I'm not doing anything, let alone sharing a partner with anybody. So that takes another level of bravery and commitment. And I listen, well, I always make the joke, if a man ever wanted, if I was ever dating, somebody and they were like, I really want an open relationship. I'm like, do you really want two versions of me? Like, do you really want two women like me in your life? Like, yeah. Hello. I have multiple personalities some days. Like, am I not enough? I'll put a wig on. Am I not enough? Can you imagine? Like, there's two of them.
No, there's 4 of us. Which version do you want? I'll turn around and be like, okay, I'm someone else.
You put the wig on.
Which version do you want? Do you want the straight version? PG.
Pick your player.
Oh, do you want the girly pop? Or do you want the British? I don't know. I'm just doing crazy ass voices now. But, yeah, no.
What else is in for you?
Well, another in for me, I think, this is a recent development. A very recent development.
Speak.
No, okay. So I saw this video and then I was like trying to like feel it out, whatever. Like, and then this man one time, he like, instead of pulling out a credit card, because I feel like you could pull out a credit card, you could pull out a debit, whatever, like to pay for a meal. No, this guy pulls out like a wad of cash. He's like counting the hundreds and he like throws it onto the thing. He's like, yeah, you can take 50 for yourself if you want.
Wait. So he had a wad of hundreds. He goes, take 50.
Oh no, but like I don't care about that. But it's like but that's not the context of the story. But what it's such a turn. I'm like hashtag bring cash back.
Yeah,
because I feel like it brings out a different like level of confidence. Like when you have like a wad of cash, you just pull it out. Not, I don't have a wad of cash because that's broke, but
his hypothetical wad of cash.
Yeah, but hypothetical wad of cash. Hypothetical wad of cash. And then they like grab it and it's like, and they do like, oh, and it's like,
it's giving me Vegas. Like it's giving me like very big like spender at the blackjack table, and he pulls out that wad of cash and he gets all the chips.
And it's just like a boss vibe.
I love that.
It's like mafia wife.
Well, that's my aesthetic. That wife aesthetic.
That's why I said it.
Oh my God. See,
love it.
I would love that. Actually, that is kind of hot if a guy like just pay for everything in cash, but I'm also
imagine
cash out.
I don't care, bitch, but as long as it's mine.
This could all be yours if the price is right. I'm willing to look the other way.
Okay, Miss Magioni.
Like, don't worry where that fur cocaine baby fell off the back of a truck, and I'd be like, that's fine, I'm blind, I didn't see shit.
You're like, I didn't see that chinchilla.
I didn't see it. Like,
PETA, don't come for us.
My vision is not so good. I didn't see anything.
Right? I have like 20/40 vision. No,
didn't see
20/40 vision. Eyes rolling.
I have horrible vision. Like, without my glasses, I am legally blind. Like, legally blind.
Legally blind.
So bad. But yeah, I mean, I would look the other way if a man was like, I didn't ask any questions, and I just took the bag.
I mean, listen. Mm-hmm. As long as they got it. It's not fake.
It's not fake. That's right.
As long as you don't have me dining and dashing, girl.
Oh, that's the worst.
I would never do that. I've never done that.
Can I do another thing I would send jail time for? When you're out on a date, specifically, or even just in general, and you're a bad tipper. I used to work in the service industry. Like, unless something is bad, like, at least give 20%. Like, and I'm not talking like, always give 20% on those like little things where, someone gives you like a t-shirt at,
fair,
whatever. But I'm talking like actual service. And especially if you're going to dine for multiple hours and have like different, like drinks and appetizers, just
in LA, there's gonna be modifications, all that shit.
Oh my God.
But it's like, bitch, if you don't tip, do not expect your tip to be serviced later tonight.
If you don't tip, you're not getting just the tip. You're not getting anything.
You're not even getting a tip licks, okay? Bitch, forget it.
It's true. Like, if you're going to go out to a restaurant, it's expensive. Like, we all know the going out is expensive, especially in this city.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to be prepared to be like, I'm going to spend some money. It's going to be fine. And I'm not going to stiff the waiter or be an asshole, because nothing makes me want to like crawl up in a ball and die more if I'm out with someone and they're like not generous. Because if they're not going to be generous to the server who's serving us and it's going to be rude, they're not going to be generous to me or
after that, like, shiny face is over.
Oh yeah, no. Like, how people treat other people for me is like the biggest red flag ick factor.
It's how they're going to treat you, and it's how they treat themselves.
Exactly. Like, I would never go out to a restaurant and just be a total asshole and then, stiff the waiter or just like, no. Because I wouldn't do that. Anyone that comes into my home, me, I'm like, Dean, what do you want? Like, what kind of Coca-Cola? I was like, do you want Coke, Diet Coke?
And I was like, girl, it's your home.
Do you want Mexican Coke in a glass?
But that's just how we were like as people,
That's totally how I am. Like, if you're going to come to my house, I'm going to host you and I'm going to serve you. I'll make it a espresso martini. I'll make it with like real coffee. Like, that's just how I am. And, I would be so devastated if I found out that like a person I want to spend intentional time with was just like stingy that way. And I was like, no, I would like cut next, straight to jail, no parole, prison time.
Exactly. And like, oh my God, I just feel like there's so many outs that I'm like, y'all can just all go to jail. Literally.
When they say lock them up, it's just like, oh, your ex. Lock them up. Ex them.
I'm dying. Okay, you know what? My lips are getting chapped. Okay.
Me too.
Well, this was we're going through an emotional turmoil due to the day it is. And I oop day because I can't.
It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, so we do celebrate our Black and brown communities. And shout out to the city of Altadena, who was very, very, very much impacted by the wildfires. So it is a historically Black community. So, in lieu of, all of that, I am definitely going to donate to.
And I'm going to put all these links too down because,
yes.
We always have to, as much visibility as I can give.
Yes.
I'm going to try to. But yeah, this was, an episode. We just wanted to have add some little giggling and gaggling into it. But thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Definitely Delusional. My name is Dean.
I'm Emily.
And any last words, baby girl?
Any last words? You know what? We need to uplift our, Black and brown communities more. And we need to believe Black women. Let me tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
When they speak, you listen, like straight up. So, uplift these platforms and, let's stick together.
Yeah. And this week, you know what the double D's mean? Like doubling down on supporting the people around you.
Exactly.
Period. And y'all can find us on Instagram. Obviously, I'm going to link it. And we will see you.
See you next week.
Love you, girly pop.
Mwah.
Mwah.